I guess you're back at school, huh?
Yeah, since the 4th.
Yeah. How's it going? Any easier?
Not really. A lot of paperwork.
Yeah.
We have extra additional paperwork due to COVID.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well,
oh, now I can see your haircut. It looks cool.
it's short.
Yeah.
It's short.
Nice.
I chopped it off.
Nice.
Well, I didn't, but somebody professional chopped it.
Yeah.
If I did it, it would be a disaster. It'd be a
I've never seen your hair that short, Christina.
Hi, thank you, Johnny.
Looks good on you.
Thank you.
Don't feel bad. I got mine cut too.
Oh, yeah, you got your buzzed off.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you did. Wow.
I finally convinced my barber it's time to get a haircut.
I had to go inside.
Look at that.
Everybody.
Everyone has gotten a haircut. Tink, you got your haircut too.
Haircut.
Very nice.
I have an advantage, Gail. Bobby does my hair.
Oh, there you go.
So we need to wait for Lori.
I got my haircut.
Oh, Gail, Lori won't be here.
Okay.
Our report cards are due tomorrow, and she has a whole ton of them still to do. Because they cut the system off, and you can't input anymore after tomorrow, so she has to get those done.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
All right. So it's past 6, so I will bring the Morongo Valley Community Services District Board of Directors regular board meeting of January the 20th, 2021 to order. Can we have the roll call, Mr. Yearsley?
Gail Swart,
Here.
Christina Brook,
Here.
Lori Klimowitz, not here. Johnny Tolbert,
Here.
Christina Gorky.
Here.
Please join me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance
to the
flag of the United States
of America.
And to the republic
for
which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty
and justice
for all. Thank you. I think we're getting better at that. Approval of the agenda.
Madam President.
Who's that?
We got some TV.
I do believe we need to have a closed session tonight.
Okay. Personally, I don't think it's needed, but since you're asking for it, it's a personnel issue. We will put that at the end of the meeting.
Thank you.
So we will add that on. So that will be, let me see, that'll be the last one under new business.
Okay.
Number 3. And we can just briefly go into closed session and then we can come out and give our comments.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay. All right. Do I have a motion to approve the agenda as changed?
Make a motion to approve the agenda as amended.
Okay.
Second.
Do I have a second?
Christina.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Aye. Okay. On to the next page. I don't imagine we have a sheriff's report, do we? No. Okay, Director of Operations report, Mr. Yearsley.
Okay, well, not a lot's gone on, so there's not a lot to report other than even though the park's been closed and stuff, that's been used pretty heavily still, but we're still not opening that as of right now until the directors have decided. Nothing else has really gone on. I'm going to go on to our run report. Total runs of 56, for the month. And EMS calls, we had 32 with 29 ALS and 3 BLS. Fire, we had 3 with 1 structure, 1 vehicle, 1 vegetation. Traffic collisions, we had 3, 2 with injury and 1 with non-injury. Hazmat and electrical, we've had 4. No incident found or canceled call, there was 8. Public assists were 9. We had, for training hours for the guys for the month, we had 266 hours. Of course, as each month is about the same, we'll go over some of the stuff that they go over in our fire training. We had hose tools selection, PPE drills, auto extrication, utility shutoffs, mayday calls, fire ground communications, building construction, rapid intervention training, wildland training, company officer training, leadership and ethics training, supply line operations, search and rescue, ventilation, and radio communication. And in our medical training, of course, as everything's been still going up and we're trying to work with our COVID-19 protocols and updates, decontamination, infectious control, ALS assist, trauma, air transport, communication and coordination, obstetrics, patient assessment, and then in our physical training that they're getting ready for, being able to do their job and the wildland stuff coming up. There's the wildland red card pack training has been being done. Daily crew workouts, Old Glory pack hikes, crew runs, weightlifting, CrossFit, sandbag workouts, and other training. That's all we have for that report.
Okay, you told me, I think, that we have the water tender is out?
Yes, we do have the water tender out right now on assignment. It looks like about a 2, possibly a 4-day assignment. Fire broke out with the high winds and it started moving fast. So our guys went out at 4:30 this morning. They did a very good job. We only had 2 hours to get ready to go in the middle of the night. We were able to get the guys in and get them out there. So we got 2 guys on a water tender right now.
And where did you say the fire was?
Down in the Riverside area, up in the foothills there.
Okay, thank you.
You bet.
Are there any questions? Does anyone have any questions for Mr. Yearsley?
I have a question.
Yes.
Has there been any word yet on when our firefighters will be able to get their COVID-19 vaccination?
Yes, as a matter of fact, on Monday, I went down and they are setting up a thing next week for the first ones to be able to go down if they want them from our area. They had some that in weeks previous, but they just are doing sections at a time. And it's an elective thing if our guys want to go or not. And we will, actually, I've been talking to them. They're supposed to be getting back to me on which ones want to go which week and who wants to get them done. So we did just go to a meeting down in Riverside on Monday.
Okay, well,
hear
I hope all of our guys are encouraged to get the vaccine, especially in their critical area where they're with the public a lot. So thanks a lot for that. Any other questions? Do I have a motion
Thank you,
to
Gary.
approve?
You bet.
So moved.
Do I have a motion? Johnny, okay. Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Risk Management and Public Relations Ad Hoc Committee report. I don't know if you have anything. Do you,
Gail?
Christina?
I think
Yeah.
Buddy had a report for the baseball field stuff.
Oh, great.
Buddy, yeah.
Buddy, yeah.
I'm sorry,
Yes.
I thought I had texted that to you. I didn't know if you got it.
Oh, I didn't, I probably wasn't looking at it. Yeah, Buddy,
Don't touch it.
you're up.
Just let it settle.
Okay. Hi.
Hi.
Hi, everybody.
Hello.
So, I got a message for the kids in Morongo. They want to play softball.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm coming to you guys, hopes that we can maybe work something out for a 2021 season. I've talked to my insurance, the league's insurance, and they're okay with it. I mean, I'm getting okays pretty much all around the board. I'm kind of thinking maybe in June and July. Now, as far as it goes on the field, as safety and COVID compliance goes, there would be temperature checks at the entrance when they walk into the field. We'll
Mm-hmm.
provide masks. The masks worn in the dugouts only, and the dugouts, they will be seated 6 feet apart, and we'll probably extend it out the dugouts with chairs. So again, they have the separation. And then as far as, the snacks check goes, if we do that, it would be all sealed, individually wrapped packages. We put a plexiglass for the window. There'd be a designated person to randomly sanitize the equipment and everything in the dugouts during games. And then also all the parents and everybody that would be on the field would also sign the COVID release forms on top of the release forms for you guys as well, like we normally do it.
Could
do you guys
you,
think?
could you, I think it's great. I think you really are trying to do the safe, best thing that you can do. I have one question. Can you also ask the
Yeah.
parents that are watching the game in the bleachers to wear masks and sit 6 feet apart?
Yes, yes, we will do that on the bleachers and stuff.
Okay.
They will be marked. They will be 6 feet apart. And yes, we will recommend masks. And if they don't want to wear the masks, then we'll ask them nicely to leave the field until the game is over.
Hey, Gail, I think the
Yeah.
first thing we need to do, since that is county property we're leasing, is talk to county health.
We can
I
do
want
that.
the kid-
No
I want
problem.
the kids to play. I think it's a great idea, but county health might have a different opinion of it. So we need to get a clearance from them before we even consider it. Because that is still
Yeah, that's why I said-
leasing it from them.
Mr. Yearsley, will you take care of that with the
Yes,
county?
I will take care of getting a hold of them and get a report for you from what they are saying we should do.
Thank you.
And I was thinking the same thing, Gail, as Johnny was thinking. But also not
Mhm.
only the public health department, but we need to talk about it with whoever we're leasing the grounds from.
County park.
What kind of,
casino.
Yeah,
what,
that's the county.
it's not public health
Right.
though. So we need to talk
No,
both
it's
to
the
their
county
public health
parks.
department
Okay.
and the county parks department, because they may have some kind
Okay.
of standards, because it's not our land, we're just leasing it.
Yeah, that's no problem. We can get a hold of them also.
Okay, perfect.
That's a good point,
Great.
Christina.
Thank you,
So,
Donnie.
will that be soon enough to have that information for you next month, buddy?
Yeah, if it's not till June, we should be okay to get him everything he needs by then.
Okay. I mean,
Yeah,
if
no, that's fine.
everybody's,
I
if all the agencies that we have to go to say that we can go, I'm sure that that's something we want to promote for the kids. Go ahead, buddy.
Okay, yeah, because the
I didn't-
CDC says that as long as the local health officials, it's up to the whole local health officials to determine.
I'll keep in touch with you, buddy,
Okay.
on what they're saying.
If we're taking
Okay.
this step to move forward with having softball available for the kids in the summer, can we also include confirming details as far as having the playgrounds and walking trails open?
Yeah, I can check with them on everything. That'd be fine.
Yay.
Thanks, Tink. Okay, is there any further discussion on this section? Okay, well,
Well, I guess that-
maybe this would be, Maybe
Thank
this would be a good time to have Meg give her comment. Meg, are you still on board? Yeah,
Yes, I am. I got kicked off
Okay.
earlier, sorry.
okay.
Yeah, it's more a question than a comment. I know the park is closed, it's being used, and that's fine. I think people need to be outside at times like this, but my question is regarding the big groups from out of the area. So on more Saturdays than not, there's a large church group coming from Cathedral City, and they stay all day. So anyway, it's quite an impact on our restrooms at the preserve. And so I wanted to ask if either you could consider opening the restrooms at Covington or enforcing the no gathering rule with that group.
Do you have the information of who the group is by any chance? Or what church
You know,
it's from?
they told me a couple months ago and I don't remember, but they come in pretty early and then stake out like almost the entire pavilion, the back picnic area. Some weeks they've had hammocks and tents set up between the tennis court and street. But as I'm sure you guys know, there's extra cleaning considerations with COVID, and Dee does our restrooms, and it's, you know, we worry about the impact on him. He's 89 and high risk, and not to mention the supplies. So anyway, I just wanted to see if there was status on, like I said, either policing the no gathering or perhaps opening the restrooms.
Boy, that's a tough one. That is a really tough
Let
one.
me, Gail, let me just answer part of it.
Yeah,
We had
Sure.
a wedding in there that I tried to take care of myself, and I called the sheriff to come in, and it actually had got a little bit out of hand. And after 2.5 hours, the sheriff had still not showing up, and they had left by then. But it's really hard to get the sheriffs down there. So I will, of course, talk to everybody and see what I can find out. If we could find out the church that's coming, I might be able to talk with them and
Right.
tell them of our problem.
Or perhaps there's
And did
just
you
an interim step between calling the sheriff. It's, you know, and just informing them the park's closed and,
Well, I
Yeah, maybe
tried that,
cons-
and that's when they decided to start fighting. So
So
Okay.
Meg,
anyway, it's
do
really
they come
tough
on,
when
did you
people
say
are-
Saturday? Did you say Saturday or Sunday that they come
Saturdays.
usually? Okay,
So it's been going
Well-
off for probably 2.5 months, and the chief did help earlier, and they skipped a few Saturdays around, you know, Christmas and New Year, but they've
Uh-huh.
been back again.
all right. Well, I or somebody
these
will
are
just
like
go and try to
seniors.
find out who they are. what
Yeah,
church
they
they are, and then,
come pretty early. It seems like mainly seniors and families, but between like 50
Okay.
and couple weeks it was like 200, so it hasn't been quite that big lately. But anyway, any assistance you can provide with that would be very appreciated.
yeah. You know, I will personally be willing to help with the supplies for the restrooms at the preserve. Not as a board member, but just as a member of the community, if that'll help. Okay? And
Well,
anybody
thank
else
you.
who, yeah. So
Except
I'll be
my
in touch with
concern
you.
is more with D and the, you know, high risk with cleaning, but that's a nice offer. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, anything further? Well, we'll try to find out what the group is and see if what we can do about having them not come. I mean, that's
Thank
where we'll
you.
start. Sure.
Jim.
Okay. Anyone else have a comment?
Maybe one of the Saturdays, can you slip down, see who they might be?
What? Okay, we'll move on. Fire apparatus driving parameters ad hoc committee. Is there anything on that? Johnny or Christina? Brooke?
I don't have anything.
Okay. All right. the next one is Morongo Valley Community Services District and Fire Department Funding Ad Hoc Committee. Tink and I haven't gotten together yet, but maybe we will try to get together this next month, or at least do a meeting on the phone or something. Would that work for you?
Yeah.
And we'll talk a little bit about that. You're
Yeah,
gonna be
definitely
around?
next week. I travel tomorrow, but definitely next week.
Okay, I'll get in touch with you then. All right. Because that is going to be a pressing issue in not too distant future about our finances. So it's good for us to start thinking about some things. Thanks, Tink.
Gail,
Okay, the consent calendar. Yes.
before we go any forward,
Yes.
we need to make sure that we get scheduled our mid-year budget review. It was due this month. And we haven't
Yeah,
scheduled
Johnny.
anything for it.
Johnny,
Yes, sir.
we were going to have it on this one, and Bonnie had had a few problems with someone passing away, and she could have put it together, but I told her because of all the stuff she had going on that we'd do it next month. She does have it ready pretty much now, so it will be next month for you guys. We'll have everything ready.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Consent calendar, the minutes of the December 16th board meeting. I didn't see anything. Does anybody have any comments about that?
I didn't say anything in it.
Anyone else? Okay, can I have approval of the minutes for the regular board meeting of December 16th?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, minutes of the special board meeting of December 23rd. Anything, does anybody have anything to say on that? Okay, do I have a motion to approve those minutes? I'll motion. Is there a
Second.
second? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Was that unanimous?
Yes.
Did you weigh in, Tink? Okay,
Yes.
thank you. All right, next, cash disbursements in the amount of $134,418.47. Are there any questions on that?
I have one,
Okay,
and it's something I didn't see. Have we taken care of our issues with Yerma and getting them paid?
I can answer
Sure.
that. So we
Okay,
are,
thanks.
I'm meeting with the company that actually we bought all the stuff from. And Bonnie and I are working with them because of, they gave 2 different amounts and 2 different ones were sent in. So I am meeting with the company, hopefully first of next week. He's supposed to give me a time so we can settle how they want to work, what they did. They gave us an amount and then they changed it. And the company paid the lesser amount, or not the company, but the grant place paid the lesser amount. So we have to get that determined to either get back from them or we have to change the records to the right amount at the grant, for the grant. So hopefully this week we'll have that taken care of. Bonnie and I have been working on it, trying to figure out the way to make it work, because there's about $1,000 difference in what was paid in and what was invoiced in. What was paid in was right, but for some reason the invoice amount got changed to the grant people. So until we get that, we can't do a payout on it because of the problem. There's $1,000 difference.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, on to, do I have a motion to approve the cash disbursements and credit card purchases for December in the amount of $134,418.47?
So moved.
Johnny, Who seconded it?
Christine Tank.
Was that, okay, thanks. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay, new business, election of the board positions. I'm wondering now that I look at that, if we shouldn't wait till next month when Lori is here. Does anybody have any, thoughts about that?
Makes sense to me to wait.
I agree. I think it's best to
Anybody?
have all 5 directors here.
Okay, we'll put that on next month's agenda. Thank you. Okay, the resolution 2002, policies for its relation among directors and with staff. Unfortunately, at the last meeting that we had, one of our employees was asked by a board member to present something at a meeting. And that is not what we are supposed to be doing as board members. And on the page 6 of the resolution, it says under 2.1.3, board members will refrain from making requests directly to district employees other than the general manager to undertake analysis, perform work assignments, or change the priority of work assignments. However, board members may request non-confidential factual information regarding district operations from district employees. Additionally, board members are to refrain from having open discussions regarding the district's operation or topics of a potentially sensitive nature with any. Doing so could undermine management, jeopardize the district's credibility, or even put the district at risk legally. One of the reasons that we do not, as board members, do this is because we are not, the only employee we have is the director of operations. All of the other people that work for the district are under the director of operations. And when we approach employees ourselves, they get confused because they are afraid if they don't do what we ask them to do, that they're going to be punished, or it's just a very sticky situation. So I want to again remind all the board members that this is something that we are not to do. And all of our employees are being asked to not respond to board members asking them to do things. And that includes the park employee and all of the people in the district, our gal in the office and all the firefighters. If you want something done, you have to come to me and I'll present it to Mr. Yearsley, or you can go directly to the director of operations. But don't sidetrack him and start asking employees to do things, because it's really not good for them and it's not good for us. And we can be in
Okay.
trouble for that. So
We need
please
to clear
don't do
something
that.
up. We need to
What?
clear something up here. A board member
Yes.
did not approach an employee and ask an employee to do anything. An employee approached a board member and the board member told the employee to bring it to the board. So please get all your facts straight before you start making accusations.
Johnny,
Because no, I'm not done yet. Don't start
Go
tonight,
ahead.
Gail. It's very simple.
What?
Any employee may approach any board member. Now, where you get in trouble is when you start giving them advice, giving them directions. It was told to be brought to the board. And that's what they did. So don't sit there and say they were approached to ask to do something. It was the other way around. And instead of board members giving them advice and leading them to do something, they were told to bring it to the board.
That's the problem, because
That's not a problem. That's proper procedure.
Just a minute, Johnny. I let you speak. Let me finish. We have been told a different story from the member of staff. So there it goes to show you that we all have to be very careful, and it's just best not to ask or do anything with employees. If you want something done, go to the director of operations, Mr. Yearsley, and say, I would like this. And then he will bring it to me and we'll put it on a meeting if it has to go to the board. But we cannot be asking our employees to do things as board members. We don't have that authority. We are only have authority when we are together here at this board meeting. And it's confusing our staff and it's making them anxious. And that could also cause us to have liability. So I'm
Well-
just putting this out. I didn't mention who it was. I'm just saying, please, board members, remember what you are and are not supposed to do. And we've gone over this a million times. So I'm going to keep bringing it up if it keeps happening. So that's all I've got to say. Anybody else?
Well, what I was hearing Johnny say was that there may be some confusion in that an employee may have approached a board member. So perhaps our staff member, which is our director of operations, also needs to go to the employees and have a staff meeting that they should not request information or procedural policies from the board members either, that they really have to go up their chain of command, the employees do. So
Yeah.
they need to be clear too, that first they have a captain to go to, and then or actually reserves have engineers, and then it goes up to the captain. And then if the captain can't answer, it goes, we have a assistant chief. And if we can't get it answered by the assistant chief, then it's the chief. And if the chief can't answer it and needs to go to the board, then it goes to the board to help out. So it has to be a two-way street. Not only we don't request anything from any employee, and they shouldn't be requesting anything from the board members either. That it's, in other words, the chain of command has to be clear on both ends.
Yeah, I'll take care of that. No problem at all. We were told it went the other way. So now we can go back in and have a meeting with that person to get it straightened out. But we will have a meeting with all of them to explain that.
Great, thank you. Where are we now? Let's see. Okay, any other discussion about that? Our resolution 20.02. Okay. Now we're gonna ask Jim to take us into a closed session, a personnel issue.
And then we'll talk. Okay. She wants you to put them in closed session. And then we'll talk. He's doing it right now, Gail.
Thank
Before
you.
we go into closed session though, so since Christina Gerke is the newest board member, I just want to know, did you understand what we were just saying, Christina, about the flow both ways?
As far as the discussion of if we've got something we need to speak to staff, we go to director of operations and vice versa. So, because that was actually something I did talk to Brittany when I was getting some paperwork, and, you know, we did chat just casually about the park grant and stuff like that. So as far as me getting more involved with that, would that be me going to the director of operations to kind of offer my assistance and then see where it
Yes.
goes? And if he wants me to work with Brittany directly, then as long as we get approval from him, then we're good to go.
Exactly.
Yes. Perfect.
And usually, normally, we carry things out as a board by committees. We don't just do it like singly. So we usually have 2 board members form a committee to work with staff and or the community. So that's how it usually goes, the protocol.
Okay.
I just wanted to make sure because you're new and it might have been confusing.
Right.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Christina, for clearing that up.
Good point,
Yeah, and if
Christina.
you ever have any questions, Tink, you just ask at any time, and we'll be glad to answer as best we can.
Thank you.
Yep,
Okay, Gail, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. I put Gary in the meeting, but if you don't want him, he can just exit. Because I've already got the
No.
closed session set up. So if he's
No,
not
he
in the meeting, then he can just excuse himself and leave.
no, he
Yeah,
can be
he'll
in
need
the
to step
meeting.
out in the beginning.
Okay,
For what we have to discuss, he'll need to step out in the beginning.
okay. So here it goes.
Do we press join?
Yes.
Thank you.
Look who it is, Sam Wilson.
Okay, there was no use saying that. You trying, don't.
We have everybody on board. Where is Johnny? Johnny, are you with us?
Yeah,
Oh,
Oh,
okay. I just can't see.
my
I just
bad.
can't see you.
I lost my
Oh, there you
camera.
go.
Was off. My apologies.
Okay, we are coming out of a closed session, a personnel issue, and the issue was satisfactorily dealt with, and we can move on. So now we're going to go to individual directors' reports. Vice President Brooke.
Just always, as always, thanking our professional team for all the work that they're doing. I know that there seemed to be 2 big accidents this morning because I was on my way to school, and the Highway 62 was stopped for a while. It seemed like there was something going on Midtown and maybe on the grade. So maybe there were 2 calls going at one time. So thank you very much, because it must have been taken care of pretty rapidly, because then the highway was reopened again. But pretty amazing if we have 2 calls that are going at one time, and especially when we have the rain. Be careful when you're driving and all that. But I think things are going smoothly, and looking forward to coming up with some new fundraising strategies. I know that there are businesses in town that want to start contributing, Gail. So maybe that will be helpful for the fundraising committee. I am interested in continuing to talk about how the per capita park grant is going. So maybe we can have an update next month on that.
Okay,
And that's about it for now.
thank you. Director Tolbert.
As always, first and foremost, thank you to the men and women of Morongo Valley Fire Department. The work you do is unbelievable. Yeah, I heard also that we had a pretty bad accident on the grade today. We had everything shut down for a while. They took great care of it. Thank you very much. District staff, thank you for everything you're doing. You're keeping the district running smoothly. Thank you very much. And I do believe that on January 24th, we have a birthday coming up. Director Brooke.
We do. It's a pretty big one, so I'm kind of freaked out. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm as old as my mother now. What happened?
Oh,
I know. Thank you, Johnny. That's very
You're
nice of
welcome.
you. You always keep track of all the nice holidays and personal things. And you always text people. You're very thoughtful.
I try to be.
Thank you.
That's all I have, Gail. Thank you.
Director Gorky.
Nothing new over here for right now, but I look forward to getting things going with the park and hopefully get some feedback from the community on that and start doing that this year.
All right. And I don't have anything to report tonight. So are there any people that want to have public comment, Jim, that are in the special room? I can't hear you, Jim. You're muted.
I'm sorry, Gail. Nobody has their hand up.
Okay. All right. So the next regular board meeting is going to be on February 17th, 2021. I'm going to call to adjourn this meeting. And do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Okay.
Second.
All right. All in favor?
Hey, Gail,
Aye.
One
Thank
quick
you all
thing.
very much.
Hey, Tink,
Oh, what, Johnny?
I need to get your phone number. I don't have it. Phone number and email address.
Okay, no problem. I'll send you an email over.
Thank you very much.
For sure. Bye, everybody.
Okay.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you, everybody. Good
Have
meeting.
a good night, everybody.
Bye. Let's see.